the video last night didn't work, so I'm going to try and walk you through the three things we talked about. I think you understand the first two, and I'll demonstrate the third one. But first, let's talk about writing 3/4 as a continued fraction. So the process that we learn is, first of all, turn it into a decimal. Then we look at the whole part, which is really 0 in this case. So our A1 is going to be 0. If our fraction was an improper fraction, that would be a different number. Then I take just the fraction part and I'm going to take the reciprocal or invert it in my calculator. So instead of 3/4, I'm going to end up with 4/3 when it's inverted. When I think of that as a decimal, it's 1.3 forever. I peel off the whole number and it becomes my A2 or A sub 1, maybe whatever's. This is the first one, this is the second one. Then I look at just the remainder and I again turn it upside down. So this 1/3 becomes 3/1. That's equivalent to this in a decimal. And again I peel off the whole number and it becomes the next A sub n. And then there's no remainder, so I'm done. So this is the continued fraction representation for 3/4. If we were to write that in short form, we would use a square bracket. 0 is our leading whole number. And then my interim A's are 1 and 3. So it's recording your first whole number and then your other parts that we write the continued fraction with, and that's called the short form. I guess that would make this the long form. And then the third representation is to use it geometrically. So I'm going to switch over to graph paper, and we can do 3/4 or we can do more exciting. Let's do 3/4. So to do 3/4, I'm going to draw a rectangle that is 3 by 4, just for my 3/4, and then I'm going to use what we call the greedy algorithm to, in effect, bite off the largest square that I can. So the largest square I can fit in here is a 3 by 3. Then I bite off in the remainder part the largest square I can, which will be a 1 by 1, and I can actually do that 3 times. So when I think about 3/4, and I know that it has that leading 0, I can then record how many of the largest square, there's 1, and how many of the next larger square, smaller square, and there's 3. So we have the long form, the short form, and the geometric form. Now I'll do one more example of the geometric form. Let's try it for 6/7. So I would draw a rectangle that's 6 by 7. I would then take out the biggest bite I can, square. That's going to be a 6 by 6 square. Then I can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 1 by 1 squares. So looking back at my proper fraction, I know the 0 is going to be the leading integer. And then I record 1 6 by 6 square and 6 1 by 1 squares. This is the short form for 6/7. I can take this and write the long form by having my leading integer plus 1 over the second plus 1 over the third number for the long form. Hopefully that helps you. Bye.